Hello and welcome to The Insider, a show designed to clue you into the biggest news, events and announcements inside the video games industry, discussing with you some things you may know, some things you may not, and the glue that holds it all together is a little bit of my own opinion. My name is Paul James, thank you very much for watching, let's kick off another episode. So continuing the current trend of episodes for The Insider, in this week's episode I'm going to be looking forward to the year ahead for PlayStation. They've done some great things in recent years. We're going to take a quick look at what's happened recently, and then we're going to start casting our eye forward to what is to come and what we should expect from PlayStation in 2018. So the execs at PlayStation have had plenty to toot their horn about in recent years. Since 2013, the PlayStation 4 has shifted more than 73 million systems. An incredible number, and one that is tracking at a similar pace to the Wii, a similar pace to the PS1 and PS2, consoles that have all sold in excess of 100 million systems worldwide. These are incredible numbers, and backed up by the fact that the console also sold about 5.7 million systems through the course of December and the holiday period. PlayStation is flying, and it's been supported by some incredible first-party titles, the likes of GT Sport, Horizon Zero Dawn, Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, and those just came out in 2017 alone. It was a great year for PlayStation, but there's more to come, and going forward, that's what we're going to be talking about.
What is it?
The end. Or how it begins, anyway.
There's so much more to discover before the world ends.
So in 2018, PlayStation is going to be pushing hard to take the sales numbers of the PS4 up over 100 million systems worldwide. An incredible number that puts it in the top 4 performing systems of all time. Now, to do this, they're going to need some IP to carry them. Third parties have done an incredible job over many years, and there's been a trickle of PlayStation exclusives over recent years. It's been a nice, steady trickle, but it's the flood that is about to begin that has people super excited. Let's cast our minds forward in this next segment to see what is to come and how they're going to get those sales numbers they're so desperate to achieve.
We've got to play this just right. Please stop!
Maybe the city needs our friend more than you think.
Whew. Anyone else need a breather?
So how do PlayStation intend to achieve those 100 million sales in 2018? Well, they've relied very heavily on third-party titles over the years, the likes of The Witcher, Star Wars Battlefront, Call of Duty, GTA. There've been a lot of big games that have driven a lot of numbers to the platform, but now it's the time for the first party to really deliver. That's not to say that we've not seen big first-party releases. I spoke of Horizon Zero Dawn, I've spoken about Uncharted, I've spoken about Sucker Punch's work on Infamous way back when the console first launched, and there's been Bloodborne and several others that have all released along the way that have given the console little bumps in sales numbers. If they want to really get to that 100 million this year, and they do, the big first-party titles that are already scheduled for 2018 on the way need to start getting release dates, release windows, confirmation they're going to be coming out this year, and when those games drop, the sales numbers will bump accordingly. Another pillar, a really important one for PlayStation, is of course PlayStation VR, and they've been doing a really good job of supporting the platform going forward. The likes of Blood and Truth, there's been Hidden Agenda, there's been Bravo VR, Bravo Team VR, Moss, and a whole bunch more. All that stuff's kind of coming early this year, but there's more on the way. So let's look forward to see what they've got in that space, and if they can really drop more of those games, they can expect more sales of VR, more people picking up a PlayStation because of this intriguing new platform, and who knows what we'll see going forward.
Can you kill something that big?
So looking ahead to 2018, and there's plenty of announcements and releases that we already know about, and things that we can probably expect to reveal themselves over the course of 2018. We of course already have a release date for God of War, that's coming in April. You can expect to hear things from Days Gone, Detroit, Dreams, Spider-Man, Concrete Genie, and a whole bunch more. You'll also expect to hopefully see some things from The Last of Us Part 2, Death Stranding, Ghost of Tsushima, the Medieval remake, reboot, whatever the hell that is. Those are some games that probably aren't coming in 2018, but somewhere beyond, and expect to get some updates about each of those games. There'll be some of the third-party titles that are either providing exclusive content or launching exclusively with timed exclusivity, the likes of Final Fantasy VII Remake, that we can expect to hear more about over the course of the year. But if you want to look for new IP or new games coming from internal first-party PlayStation studios, then you're probably going to go wanting throughout the course of this year. The only reason for that being that most of those first-party studios already have announced titles in the works, many of them coming out this year. Again, God of War, for example. Days Gone, for example. If you're looking for more from Guerrilla Games, you're probably going to be disappointed in 2018. Horizon Zero Dawn was a massive game that took them the better part of half a decade to accomplish. So to get a sequel so soon, we're getting a little bit ambitious. 2019 may be at the earliest for an announcement, and probably not something that we'll actually see until the PlayStation 5 or whatever that next console is. I think it's going to be a fairly quiet year when it comes to exclusive announcements for the platform, unless they are coming from third parties. PlayStation themselves will probably just be providing updates on all these games that we're already aware of, which is something they've been doing a little bit of lately anyway.
Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell on this earth forevermore. Said I walk beside the still waters and they restore my soul, but I can't walk on the path of the right because I'm wrong. No, I can't walk on the path of the right because I'm wrong.
What are you doing, kiddo? You really gonna go through with this?
I'm gonna find, and I'm gonna kill every last one of them.
But what do I want from PlayStation 2019? Well, we've already spoken about a lot of those announcements and releases that are coming, and yes, I want a lot of them. They're looking fantastic. I'm really excited to get my hands on them. But there's more from PlayStation or some partners of theirs that I would really like to see. But the first one is actually a response to what Xbox has recently been doing with their Game Pass initiative. We've got PlayStation Now, a live streaming service that doesn't really work outside of America and Europe at the moment. There's lots of portions of the world, including our own, that are not getting the support that we so desperately desire. Make that a service that allows us to download the games to our platform, and things look very different. And suddenly you can implement the same Game Pass strategy, or a similar one, to what Xbox is currently doing. It is a fantastic initiative what Xbox is up to be able to provide games to gamers, exclusive ones, day and date, from the first party for $10 a month US or 12 Australian. That is an incredible value, especially if you're getting more than even one exclusive game on that console. If you're PlayStation, we've got half a dozen at least first party exclusives coming. That's even more value to the consumer, and maybe an incentive for them to not do it this year. But it's something I think they really need to investigate. It's something that will drive more people to the platform And it's the future. These subscription Netflix style services are the future. They're doing some incredible things, and it's something they really need to look into. Next up, hot off the heels of the Crash Bandicoot Trilogy remaster or remake, I want to see Spyro the Dragon 1, 2 and 3 remade for the platform in a similar fashion to what we saw from Crash. Those games are some of my most beloved games on the platform, and I would love to see get the opportunity to play them again. And last, and probably most divisive of all, I want to see a follow-up or a sequel to The Order 1886, a game that had potential, had a great narrative kind of thread that it was exploring, and was let down with some wonky gameplay, a little bit too much reliance on quick time events, and a few other little problems. But there was an incredible core to that game, and it's one that I would really love to see fleshed out. Ready at Dawn, if you're watching this, please consider creating a sequel if you're not already, and if you are already making it, can you please announce it this year? I would love to see that. And so that ends another episode of The Insider. Please, if you've enjoyed this episode, consider liking, sharing and subscribing, and that'll allow you access to weekly episodes of Patched, The Video Games Club, The Insider, Player 2 Plays, and a whole bunch more. Please comment down below, let me know what you think of these PlayStation expectations and points in this preview. I'd love to hear what you've got to say. If you enjoy written content, please consider visiting the website player2.net.au, where you can catch up with reviews, previews, opinion pieces, news, features, the Player 2 draft, and a whole bunch more. There's heaps of awesome content there, all contributed by some of the best talent in the games industry in Australia. So please consider checking it out. For rolling updates, the website can be caught at Player2AU. That'll allow you access to a whole bunch of the content that we're producing, quick and easy to access. Myself, you can get me at PaulJamesP2. And until next week, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.